Rishikavi, Raghudas here again, and we are talking about the astrology for the coming week, which is this week, and it is May and June. We go from May 28th to June 2nd. See, I go Monday through Sunday. You see, we post on Mondays, and it gives you a little better start to the week. So, here we are. And this week, we not only change months, we change energies and continue a good positive run astrologically. Yes, the sun is still in the sign of Gemini, which is light and lively and a whole lot better energy in terms of sociability than kind of stick in the mud Taurus, which wants things its own way. And not only that, Mercury, which is the ruler of Gemini, moves into Gemini this week. So all of this is very good for communication. We are going to have to write, text, email, speak. Yes, sometimes you even have to phone, but this week is one of those moments to do it. So we not only have this very nice and clear Gemini energy going on. It can make us a little frenetic, though, I have to say. Be careful on the roads. This is one of those times where you're just all over the place mentally. But that's okay, because it's a great week for ideas, new ideas. Well, of course, we do have the full moon this week, too. And the full moon is actually in a very good position astrologically. In some esoteric texts, they call this the Festival of Humanity, which is to say the festival of the world teacher, and pouring out blessings upon humanity. But in any case, the full moon occurs this week at 8 degrees of Sagittarius. And the sign of Sagittarius is associated with philosophy, religion, the bigger perspective on life. It is to do with foreign travel, so it'd be a good week to meditate. Maybe even in a foreign place. You know, take off to Costa Rica or someplace like that. Good time to meditate. But in any case, the aspects that the full moon makes from 8 degrees Sagittarius are very good because, well, let's see my notes here. Yes, well, we see that Mars is sitting is in Aquarius. Of course it is. So it is 60 degrees away from that. And a sextile, a moon, from a very independent sign like Sagittarius to yet another very independent sign like Aquarius means that basically go out and do whatever the hell you want this week. This is one of those weeks where the energy is so positive that you can hardly stand it, okay? And after the, brutal couple of weeks we've had, we've got a run of several very positive energies going on here. So this is good. But the full moon is always about awareness. And the awareness this time, with Gemini being the sun sign and Sagittarius being the moon sign, is very much about a quest. What do we really want? Where's our energy going? How do we think? And is there meaning in it? Do we really have meaning in our experiences? That's the question that the full moon in Sagittarius gives to us. So what's our real philosophy of life? Where do we really want to go from here? How do we want to spend our energy? The full moon in Sagittarius is a time to just take off to new horizons, but we have to know where we're going. Well, I take that back. Sometimes we don't. It's enough to just start. So this is a very good time to start a quest. Okay, we do have Venus also in the sign of Cancer right now, and by the end of the week it will make a nice, exact, flowing grand trine to Jupiter in Scorpio and Neptune in its home sign of Pisces. I personally have a grand trine in water in my birth chart, and it makes me very creative and very empathic, very flowing. Of course, it's not just me. Any energy like this is very creative and wonderful. It's even a psychic transit. So this is one of those times this week where we can be very, not just empathetic, but empathic, very tuned in to the energies. And fortunately, the energies this week are a whole lot more flowing than they have been in the recent past. So you want to take full advantage of this week. It's a pretty simple energy this week. There's really not a whole lot to say because the energy is just bang, bang, bang. It is Sun in Gemini coming up to the full moon. Very simple, easy to understand. It's also the Grand Trine in water signs, which is very much about emotional connection. Connection on the emotional plane, both with someone in your life, but also in a more general sense. And in the meantime, we've got very flowing aspects going on between other planets. So, very simply, be positive this week. Be aware. Don't complicate your life too much. Go out and enjoy your social life, but stay focused. Okay? This beautiful energy with Cancer, the Venus going into the sign of Cancer, completing a grand trine in water signs with Jupiter in Scorpio and Neptune in its home sign of Pisces. Now, a grand trine means that all the elements are filled, all the signs in one element are filled. In this case, it's water, and water has to do with emotional connection between oneself and others, but more generally, it's about tuning in vibrationally through your feelings. So with Venus coming up by the end of this week to complete its grand trine in mid-degrees, around 15 degrees of Cancer, with Jupiter in 15, 16 degrees of Scorpio, and Neptune in its home sign of Pisces, being very strong there, and Neptune is the psychic element, at 15, 16 degrees of Pisces, this lovely trine, this triangle of energy coming together makes a harmonic that is very beautiful, and it's wonderful for creativity, romance. I think the royal couple will be on their honeymoon and having a nice time. This is one of those times where we can partake of a real sense of harmony in our own lives too. So that ain't so bad given the recent past. This is one of those times in general where the energy is just a bit more flowing. And so it's a good time for us, personally, to be able to take that and be creative, be soft, sentimental, romantic, have fun times at home, or if you go out, as the energy is very social this week, try to connect emotionally and not just with your head. And the combination of all of this air and water reminds me, of course, of one of my poems. You knew it would. So this is from one of my sonnets. In fact, it was the first sonnet I ever wrote, called Enchantment. You wear a gown of silk, crowned by streams of hair, entwined into a cascading waterfall. Flute-like is your voice, most magical of all. I'm drunk on your nectar, I'm climbing on air.